6:06 right now. How about those tearful reunions caught on camera between the boys who had been trapped in that cave in Thailand and their parents who hadn't seen them in more than 2 weeks.
Very emotional. We're also seeing new video of the dramatic rescues and the dangers that the dive teams faced at every turn of the miles-long journey out of that cave. WMAR 2 News' Megan Knight is live in the newsroom with this story. Megan, you hate to think about what could have been, but this rescue mission almost had a very different ending to it.
Oh my gosh, Ashley, it's almost unbelievable when you hear it. But apparently moments after the last person was pulled out, the main pump, which had been pumping out hundreds of millions of gallons of water from that cave, just failed. So the cave completely reflooded. Divers even had to leave behind some of their equipment. So just really shows how dangerous of a task it was for these divers and the boys and coach to get out of there. They had to make their way through some very narrow passageways. There was rushing water under their feet. They did have to dive for up to a half hour at a time just to get out. Doctors stationed at every turn, pulleys and cables being used to lift the boys and the coach through some of the steep parts. Well, all 13 of them now recovering in the hospital. Doctors say they are in relatively good health considering what they've been through. The boys smiled and waved to their parents who could only see them through a protective window, and one father talked about the moment that he got to see his son, who happens to be the youngest of the rescued kids.
I was so happy in that moment. All I wanted to do was hug him, but I couldn't because of the glass. I started to cry. Everybody started to cry. I feel glad to see my boy still healthy. I'm happy to see his face because I had not seen his face for 17 days.
Which is just crazy to think about for these families. So doctors are keeping the parents at a distance for now to avoid the spread of infections, but they're hoping to release the boys in a week so they can give their parents lots of hugs and kisses that are long overdue. Christian, Ashley.